What's up, everyone? We're starting this episode off on a good note. Because Rob decided he wants to have some fucking snacks while we're trying to record a fucking podcast. That's a really good idea. That's fucking. Hey, might as well eat some popcorn. Let's just turn this into the ASMR Random Richards
Hey,
podcast.
we could get like 1 million views if I go near the microphone when I do it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's feeling that.
Cookies.
All right, so as you can see, I actually figured out how to play with virtual backgrounds. So I have a Celtics themed background going on, and Rob has his regular background because he couldn't figure it out or he was having technical difficulties. So we decided to just leave it as is. But whatever, it's just a background. So let's start off with, we're going to go back to the virus because the virus has come back stronger than a motherfucker. And it's everything that we talked about when this shit first started. And basically, I think it's fair to say those that didn't do what they should have done are starting to pay the price. You know, the opening early, the not wearing masks, the just for whatever reason, the just opposition to that simple thing is coming to bite everyone back in the ass. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, for example is Florida. Florida's they're actually saying, they're waiting for the governor of Florida to admit that he was wrong, that he opened up too early. Actually, like I think they're saying now that
Hold on.
just reopened and
time out. Before you continue with that thought, do you notice that my headphones have like a glow? Like I look like motherfucking Bruce Leroy over here. You remember The Last Dragon?
Yeah.
I got the glow. I got the podcast glow, bitch. We're good now. I got the glow.
Hold on.
Oh. Shoot a bullet at me. I'll catch that bitch with my teeth. I got the glow.
Let's see if I can hit you with the show enough glow. Hold on.
Well, that's
it's not that good.
It's got enough glow. Just look at the phones. Anyways, back to what you were saying. My bad.
So yeah, like Disney just reopened, and they're saying that people just won't social distance. They can't keep people apart, so they're talking about reclosing.
Well, it's more than that. So here's some observations that I've had recently. Number one, on the news today, they are having this big volleyball tournament down here in Florida, which makes no sense. It's like high school kids or I don't know, whatever, or I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know the details of it, like as usual. But they're having some big tournament, and it just seems like the wrong time for it. It seems stupid. It seems like it should have been postponed. I guess they're gonna try and do it with empty courts, and they're gonna separate the games, the matches, and all of that stuff. But it doesn't matter. Like there's still a lot of people in a lot of areas together and spreading germs, and it just seems ill-timed. And as far as this idiot governor, I actually saw him wearing a mask for once, which of course he took his cue from the Orange Fool in the White House, who finally wore a mask. And I'm sure that it tasted like sour ass to both of them to actually have to put that shit on. But, you know, it is what it is. And the other thing that I noticed, and this is what this is what doesn't make any sense to me. So when they first shut everything down, right? They said, we got to shut everything down. Stores, restaurants, everything, right? So the I went to a local restaurant, and you go in and they try to space people out or whatever, but then the people take their masks off to eat, and I don't know how much germs get in the air from eating, but but you would have to assume that there's some spittle flying in the air from some of these hungry motherfuckers. And so to me, that seems like that would be a more dangerous environment for people to catch the virus, right? But yet they close all the retail stores. So wouldn't it make more sense? Wouldn't it be safer to go to the mall with less capacity and wearing masks and stuff? Wouldn't that be safer than to go into a restaurant? So if you wanted to, my whole point is, if you wanted to kickstart the economy, you should have had the stores and stuff open first, because those seem less susceptible to catching the virus than restaurants. You should have just kept the restaurants to go.
Well, and essential retail has been open the whole time anyways.
Well, some because of, like, they have groceries. So like Target and Walmart, because they have groceries. But like, if you wanted to go buy a new fly shirt at Macy's or something, you couldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're a big money guy and, you know, you go to one of those fancy fucking Armani stores or something like that, you know, you couldn't get it. Like there's a lot of dudes from the Middle East that like, hey, I need my Armani. but I guess you could order it online, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, but anyways, the whole point is, it seemed like if you're creating a model of opening things first, that would have been the safer version to open things. And that's just a thought that occurred to me today. But getting back to the backtracking, I mean, you can hear it from a mile away. All I hear every time I put the TV on and I see one of these Republican governors or anything, all I hear is beep, 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 beep. Because all these cocksuckers are starting to say, oh shit, maybe we did this, or they're trying to pussyfoot around it, which is a hilarious and great word, pussyfoot. But whatever, that's a conversation for another day. They're trying to you know, put their spin on it, and they're trying to act like you know, like this was the plan the whole time, and blah blah blah, and all this bullshit. When in reality, they just fucked up, and it's showing in the polls, and they know they fucked up, so they're trying to save face.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the opposite end of the spectrum here is like here in Virginia, the Democratic governor like was more cautious, and we don't have the problems that other states in the country have. We still got a problem. Like, we're more than likely, to be honest, from like his press conference today, more than likely going to have to roll back, which, like, you know, of course this affects me directly. But yeah, I mean, the shit's not going away till there's a vaccine. And the fact that there's so many stubborn people that refuse to wear a mask, and, you know, so many people that like struggle with, you know, this concept, like, it's not going to get any better. It's not, like.
Absolutely. Like, because, okay, so now you're opening shit up in Florida, so everybody's coming down here to catch it and bring it back to where you got rid of it from. Like, what the fuck? Puerto Rico said, you ain't getting in without a test. You test, you're good within 72 hours, then you can come. Otherwise, you ain't coming in. And I mean, that's what it's turning into, because all these assholes just thumb their nose at the guidelines that they put out. And everybody started trying to discredit Fauci, who's been pretty much right for the most part. I mean, yeah, he's going to have some errors here and there because it's based on how people react to certain things. You know, it's based on if people do the right thing or not. It's not just black and white. You know, there's a lot of variables, and it's just a big fuck up. It's just a big fuck. And you know, and it's good. And this is what I've been saying from the start. The people that bitch about masks, the people that call this fake news and don't take this shit seriously, once it hits home, once somebody in their family or circle, their friends, they're somewhere in their circle, get affected by this, that's when they start to believe. And that's when everything changes. And that's why all these Republicans are shitting in their pants, because of the elections coming up and people are saying, what the fuck? You said we were good and we're not good. So whatever, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, for us, one of the things they're talking about is reducing hours. So they're saying, you know, maybe that they'll have bars and restaurants, they have to close by 11 p.m., which I don't
How does that help?
Like the virus can't tell the time of day.
Yeah, how does that help? That's so stupid. It's just like I saw there's people there's bar owners suing the governors of certain states because all they sell is liquor. So they're like, but those same states allow the restaurants to be open. So it's like, well, why couldn't you do the same thing with the bars, give them the same set of rules that you do with the you know, the pubs and the places that serve food? Like, it makes no sense. If you're gonna do it there, you should do it there. Or probably the smarter thing to do is not do it at all. But I mean, the economy, right? It's the economy. So they're so worried about the economy. I don't know if you've seen this yet. Oh, what the hell is the slogan? I think it's called "Try Something Else." So the White House released this commercial or something where they're basically telling you, if you can't get work doing this, then try something else. Go train and learn a new trade, learn a new skill. And you know who the spokesperson is for this? Ivanka Trump, the person who been given everything her whole fucking life, who has never had to try something else because it's just given to her, and no matter how bad she fucks it up, it doesn't matter. Like, are you fucking kidding me, guys? I wasn't even going to talk about this, but this just popped in my head because of this ridiculous, like, try something else? You try something else, motherfucker, especially the orange fuckhead. Like, he's tried a lot of things and he's failed at a lot of things. So, God damn it. Like, I don't know. I don't even try something else. Fuck. What the fuck? Imagine telling your kid that. Your kid loves, I don't know, your kid loves to play baseball. And he knows he's not the best, but he's probably not the worst. He might be good at it. But all of a sudden, baseball's not available. Just go try something else. Try something else. I know you love baseball, but fuck it, try something else. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but it's just like it's just like a slap. It's a slap in the face.
So yeah, I mean, try something else. That's pretty easily said. You know, what if, you know, your skill set is, you know, we work a trade and you've gone through training to learn to do this trade, or, you know, what you're loving and you're passionate about. Like, you went to school, like you got some education. So try something else isn't that easy. You know, are they talking about like starting programs to help people to try a new trade or to try something else? Like, do they have any systems in place to make this happen? Like, that's very fucking flippant and easy to say.
Well, I think they'll put up some websites and, give you some bullshit resources that don't really amount to much, and that will be the whole movement. But I don't want to spend too much time on this. It's just something that I noticed today, and it's just fucking ridiculous. It's like a slap in the face to somebody who actually likes their job and has done their job for years, or who just started their job but loves it. Like, maybe I don't want to try something else. Maybe I just want my fucking job back, you assholes. What the fuck? Like, it's not that easy. Not everybody has the money that you fucking cunts have. Maybe if you fucking cocksuckers paid us more money, we'd have a little bit saved up in the bank, and we could go and we could pay for some training, and we could try something else, you fuckheads. Fuck off with that shit. God, that shit pisses me off. Anyways, here's another thing that pisses me off. Come to find out, everybody, when they started giving out these COVID loans, everybody had their hands out. Me, give it to me, please. All these cocksuckers. I'm talking celebrities with businesses. My fucking messiah, Tom Brady, his fucking stupid ass took money with all the money him and Giselle have. Fuck that. Like, I love Tom. Tom's like a god to me, but that's fucking ridiculous. I think the Wahlburgers were taking money. Like, all these assholes were taking money. But the worst, the fucking Catholic Church. And I will preface this by saying I was raised Catholic, but it's complete bullshit. These motherfuckers got at least $1.4 billion of COVID relief. At least. It could be as much as 3.5. They just couldn't verify it, so they couldn't go that high. But they could verify 1.4. 1.4 billion, not million, billion dollars. And these are parishes who were bankrupt or who had paid out settlements when they looked the other way, when these cocksuckers were basically raping little boys. And our money, instead of going to us, to the people who fucking pay the taxes, who make it so that this money is there to begin with, is going to the Catholic fucking Church. What the fuck? I don't have words for it. How do you justify this?
Yeah, I mean, they passed the offering plate straight to the fucking White House and got it filled right up. I mean, yeah, that's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. When so many small businesses who are suffering, like, are struggling to get approved for those loans, struggling, like, for a while that, they had to, like, they ran out of funding. So they weren't able to help, like, a lot of these businesses. And here they are giving that much money to the Catholic Church. It's absurd to me. It's absurd to me, especially when the Catholic Church in itself is very wealthy.
I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Fuck them. Fuck them. You know what? I'm not a devout Catholic. My faith is kind of shitty. I'm kind of a science guy, even though I was brought up that way. But if it turns out that was the right side to be on, I should get a pass just for the money. Just saying. Just saying. You motherfuckers are living fat. Maybe you guys should take that money and make the wafers a little bit better and stop giving out such cheap ass wine. All right? I'm just saying. You might get a few more parishioners if you didn't give me that fucking styrofoam wafer, and maybe if you gave me something a little tasty, Give
I'm saying, like, didn't Jesus, like, use 5 loaves of bread, like, to feed 200 people or some shit? Like, you remember that? Like, so why do they need 1.4 billion? Give him $50. Give him $50.
Yeah.
Make it work.
50. Give him $1. Say, turn this into millions. What the fuck? I got faith. Just put that dollar out there and say the faith will lead us to millions. You know, but I don't want to piss off the churchies. You know, you have faith, great. I don't want to shit on it. But I'm just saying, with all that money, maybe the priest can offer a little pan sobao, you know, a little that sweet Puerto Rican bread, you know.
Can we get some pan con queso?
Just a little sweet bread with that to go with that wine, you know, like, and not that cheap shit wine that you get in the big fucking jug that, you know, that has that little hole at the top that you carry with one finger. Like, give us a little tastier wine. That's all. You're gonna take all these fucking billions. Might as well hook us up a little bit. But whatever. I'm done with the fucking serious shit. If you are.
Yeah, I can just see him though with the gold frankincense chain, gold all in my chain, gold all in my.
Oh shit, gold everywhere, dude. Are you kidding me? They got those fucking sweet Italian glasses with the gold, 24 karat gold all over the fucking the brim and all of that shit. Get the fuck out of here. That's where all our money's going. That's where all our money is going. It's fucking bananas. But whatever. So back before I moved in Rhode Island, they were talking about supposedly opening up. This was in the early phases of, you know, reopening. And so everybody thinks about the small businesses and they think about the bars and all that. Nobody thinks about the strip clubs. All right. And these poor strip clubs are hurting. These strippers need to get paid. They need their tips. Okay? What do you expect them to do? To work at the bus stop? Like that's not gonna pay the bills. So they proposed, I guess, opening an outdoor strip club. Rob's dying.
I got the.
Let's pause. Rob's dying. So supposedly they opened. I think. Once again, I don't have all my facts, but I think it was the Foxy Lady up in Rhode Island, and they were, I guess, going to have outdoor strip club. To which I say great, but like I hope it's like in an area where you can kind of do that where other people can't see. Because like if I was a kid and I'm riding bikes with my boys and we're going over the bridge and somebody noticed there's a strip club over there and you see some titties out. Woo! Talk about gold. That's some fucking teen adolescent gold right there. Like you'll have a whole. Just think about how many kids, and not just kids, because once the adults find out about it, you'll see a bunch of kids out there, and you'll see a couple of dudes just chilling in the background with their own beers.
Kids.
They'll bring their own beers and just be standing behind them, just crushing some beers, watching the show. I mean, it's free. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, it's like, I love the thought process, but I guess you could do.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do like a Zoom strip club, but that's basically that's like pretty much like a chat, like sex chat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Nobody want to see that. You want to see that? You go to a webcam girl. Like that's not going to do you any good. Like,
this is what I'm saying. Like, how does outdoor strip club work? Like,
well, the same way indoor one works. You just have
put
to
a little
make
stage
sure
in the middle.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that like everybody else isn't getting it for free. It's like at stadiums for sports. They don't want like all these high rises around them being able to see into the game because then people will just chill, in their high rise luxury apartment and watch the fucking game from home every night. So it's the same concept. You want to see some titties, you got to pay and get up close. Otherwise, no soup for you. And speaking of strippers, this has bugged me for a long time. Now, understand what I'm saying. This is not a condemnation on high heels or anything like that. I appreciate a good high heel on a woman. I don't know how the fuck they do it, especially with those super thin ones. To me, those are like true athletes that can walk around on those fucking things without breaking an ankle. But the ones that have that thick ass, like front, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're super high.
Platform.
Yeah. Those platform fucking. Who told them that is sexy? Is that sexy to you?
No, it looks like a fucking hoof, like a horse's hoof.
It looks like a weapon. Like
a horse's hoof.
No, you just think about it. You grab that bitch by the heel and you swing that at some motherfucker. Good night. I mean, those are like lethal weapons they have on their feet. And those have never once ever been sexy. And I don't know who decided in the stripper world or whatever that this is sexy, because it's not. It's not. I mean, I don't want you out there in flip-flops, but like, you don't have to wear those big ass platform ridiculous looking shoes. It's fucking ridiculous.
I mean, I get the heel thing because it makes their ass look better, it makes their legs look longer, but yeah, that chunky big fucking thick ass heel, it looks like a like doesn't do anything for them.
So my guess is they make those so that because the heel is so high that it balances it out, so they have more balance and shit, right? Wouldn't that kind of?
I don't know, because I mean they're fucking on a slope though, like
yes, but
like this.
No, I get it, but if you're a slope on a thin heel, I mean a thin front part of the shoe, then your slope is much bigger than if it's thick. So I think that's why they do it. But to that I say, fuck that. Learn how to fucking walk in heels better. I mean, you see these chicks out there walking in those stilettos, and yeah, they're not dancing or anything, but hey, there's in any profession, in any sport, there's superstars, there's all-stars, there's average players, and there's bums, or mediocre, and then there's bums. So step your game up, be a fucking superstar or an all-star, and we don't have to see those ugly ass fucking shoes anymore. I'm just saying, some don't need it. The superstars don't need it.
The Parks and Rec high heel.
Just let's not revert to flip flops. Nobody wants to see flip flops.
Especially if your toes hang over the edge of them.
Oh yeah. If you got some, or no, even worse. One of my pet peeves: if you had that crusty ass heel that looks like you were like skiing on cheese graters. Like, oh my God, that is the fucking worst. If you have one of those crusty ass, dried up, like chaplet heels, do something. Go get a scrape. Use that fucking lotion. Like, do something, please. Please. If you got to use that vagina lip balm, use that. I don't care. But those heels should never be that crusty and gross. But you notice that there's some type of shortage?
Yeah, so the big thing now is, I stopped at Sheets the other day, and they got a big ass sign on the door that says, there's a change shortage. I was like, what the
Like
fuck?
like currency, like
Yeah,
pennies
like
and nickels
change,
and
like pennies, nickels, dimes. So I was like seriously, but apparently, I guess, because of the COVID thing, because there wasn't a lot of consumer spending, coins weren't getting circulated, and the circulation wasn't happening as frequently. So banks weren't getting a return on it. Like people weren't turning in coins. So like people have kind of been bunkering down with the coins, and the mint's not running. Mint's not running at 100% capacity, so they're not making currency as much as they were. So there's definitely a coin shortage. So banks like aren't able to get as much change. The end result is like when you go to get gas, like Sheets, what they're doing is they give you the option of like rounding up to donate the difference,
yeah.
and you virtually like donate, I guess.
Well, I think that's a combination of things. So change is already dying because people are using debit cards and credit cards for everything. Um, I mean, you got fucking bums with, the little machine, and you can you can swipe your card to give them a couple bucks. Um, but I think that was the beginning of it. And obviously, if people aren't out spending or getting cash or doing things like that, and business is suffering in all these spots, then yeah, I could see that happening. What's the bigger question is, why the fuck do we still have pennies? Like, nobody gives a fuck about a penny anymore, and they've been talking about getting rid of them forever. Why do we still have pennies? It makes no sense. I went to our grandmother's house, and as kids, we played this game, this Michigan rummy game, or as we called it, pennies. We didn't play with chips; we played with pennies because you got to have a little something on the table to make it a little, give it a little juice. Um, and here we are, all these years later. I'm a fucking middle-aged man, and my grandmother wants to play with pennies. And I'm like, okay, that's what, 9 cents per hand?
How about we up these antes? We're gonna do nickels.
Dude,
We're gonna do
even
dimes.
even nickels is like so so the point is, why do we even still fuck with pennies? Like, they should have been gone already. It's pretty easy to just make things in multiples of 5, right? You want to price
Yeah.
things? Price them in multiples of 5. And I know we all know the trick. We all know the trick, you fucking asshole retailers. We know when you offer that shit at $4.95, you're tricking our minds into thinking that you're getting something for around $4 versus $5. But guess what? We've already trained our minds that shit costs $5 and not 4 something. So fuck you. You didn't fool us. We know what the fuck we're doing. And we know what you're doing. So go back to the drawing board, dickheads.
Yeah.
Point.
PS5, PS5, $499.99. Fucking $500 system. Fucking
Right? You're not fooling me.
Fucking even price it.
Just say 500. Well, like, we're not stupid. Like, our minds aren't that dumb. We know what you're doing. But getting back to the penny thing, so we don't need 99s. 95 is okay. It's still going to not have the effect that you think it has. And we're still going to buy it anyways, dickheads. So use the fucking nickel. Let's start with the penny. Get rid of all these fucking crusty ass, like, green looking pennies and take a step forward. Jesus Christ.
Well, and the funny thing is, a lot of things are priced weird because they factor in the fact that you're going to pay tax and whatever the state tax is to try to make it an even number. So, like, you'll see shit like prices like $12.92, like, and it's because the state tax is 6% or 8 cents on whatever.
Yeah, depending on your state.
Yeah, depending on where you're at. But yeah, that's Why? I mean, that's the whole reason for fucking pennies is because of tax. No, it's tax. It's because of weird taxes.
All right, well, those motherfuckers can adjust too. Like, I don't give a fuck. It's a fixable thing. There's no reason in this day and age we should have pennies when they're. I mean, because the value of the dollar has gone down so much, so has the value of the penny.
Well,
Pennies don't mean shit.
And I'll tell you what. Here's what like my business that I'm in. We do. We round up. We round down. So, I think the only current coinage we keep is quarters. Because if something is $4.60, it's $4.75, or if something is $4.55, then it's $4.50.
Yeah. Well,
so sometimes you get a break, and sometimes you pay an extra 12 cents. Like, it balances out in the end.
To me, for businesses, it would make things a lot easier if everything was multiples of 5. I mean, yeah, you might have to keep some dimes and nickels on hand, but at least you're not dealing with fucking pennies anymore. God damn it. Anyways, enough about the.
And what can you use? What can you use a penny for other than a souvenir fucking little machine that you have to feed quarters in to fucking make the penny?
This is true. I agree. The only
or
thing
to play pennies with your grandmother.
Yeah, good point. Excellent point. You can use them to play pennies with your grandmother, or you can hope that you find one that is heads up so that you get some good luck. That's basically all they're good for at this point, and that's
interior. Yeah, I mean, people are using them for interior decoration now.
Well, oh yeah, I've seen the stupid
ass penny whatever. Floors. Like,
yeah, fuck your penny floors.
That's how unvaluable they are. People are using them to decorate.
Hey, check it out. You're standing on fucking $12.
$4. You're standing on $4 in flooring here.
Wow, dude. Fucking $12, huh? Holy shit.
Wait till you see my coffee table. It's made from all bottle caps.
But ultimately, because you don't really want to play pennies with your grandma, you do it just to make her happy. But it's like after a while, it's like, okay, I'm done. but their basic function these days is if you catch it on heads, you get good luck. If you find one, you get good luck, right? So that means half of them are worthless because half of them are going to be on tails, and they're just going to get kicked to the side. So fuck you, pennies.
The other half you throw in the save a penny, share a penny, or to donate to the little kid who has the cancer thing or whatever the fuck charity thing they have at the store because you don't want to carry pennies around in your pocket.
Basically, I mean, all right, fuck pennies. I hope you get COVID. So I'm sure you've heard of this. I guess Kanye West is planning on running for president. It says it's not a publicity stunt. What do you think about that?
This shit is stupid, man. Number one, Kanye running for president actually does, if people are looking for a candidate and they are moving away from Trump, let's just put it that way, and they want a candidate, well, then Kanye West is probably not going to be the candidate you want to back. Honestly, because if you vote for Kanye West, you're going to help Trump get reelected. You do realize that.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, what do you honestly think Kanye West would bring to the table?
Look,
you can't be that stupid.
all right, Kanye West is a college educated entrepreneur. Like, cool.
College dropout.
All right, yeah, but but like, really, like, did you guys think this out? He's also mentally unstable. He's had a past history of like bipolar disorder. Like like what?
Dude, you don't even have to go that far. Okay, listen, I will be the first to say Kanye West is a genius when it comes to producing hip hop music. Some might even say just music in general. The fucking guy has wowed me more than once when I've listened to some tracks. There's been some tracks where I'm like, holy shit, how do you put that in? And how do you make that work? And it's fucking amazing some of the stuff he does. To make a gospel album dope is not an easy thing to do. And that gospel album he made was pretty damn good. But that's besides the point. That doesn't qualify you to be the president of the United States. This guy knows nothing about anything foreign. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what he knows. But I guarantee you he doesn't know. He's not qualified nearly enough on foreign policy or anything like that. I guarantee you he has no clue on what it's like, the healthcare structure, like anything major in this country. I would bet money more so that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about than he does know what he's talking about. Because even when he was doing his fashion thing and he was pissing and moaning because everybody at the fashion industry was looking at him like, dude, like, who are you? And because he wasn't qualified. Now, I'll give him credit. He hustled his ass off and he got the Yeezys making him tons of money. And he got fucking kids wearing like raggedy ass t-shirts and he was selling them and the suckers were buying them for $100 a piece. But that shit don't last. You know what lasts? If you don't like Ralph Lauren, doesn't matter. Polos last. A polo's still in style today, the same way that it's been in style since I was in high school. So, like, don't like a ripped up T-shirt ain't gonna last just because you're hot right now, and you charge $100 for it or whatever the fuck he was charging for it. I mean, let's face it. I don't think people were knocking each other over to get those fucking slides that he was selling because those slides were fucking hideous. So if you want to disqualify him from being president, those slides right there is enough to make you say, anybody who approved this, who approved these hideous fucking slides, does not deserve to be president. And those are for his biggest fucking stands and fans and people who worship him. Just look at the slides, you stupid fucks.
Well, and what kind of fucking idiocracy do we live in that we are electing people or talking about electing people based on like the fact that you publicly know of them? Like, what the fuck?
Or because
movie
you like
stars
their
and
music.
celebrities.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's vote for Bill Nye the Science Guy. There you go. Fuck it.
Fuck Bill Nye the Science Guy. Let's vote for me. Let's vote for me. Fucking me. Okay. Let's vote for me. All right. Random Richards, podcast host. I should be running for president. And you know what I'll do for you motherfuckers? In every goddamn DMV, RMV, whatever the fuck your state calls it, I'm going to put some nice plush couches for you to sit in. No more of those fucking wood benches. No more does your ass and your back have to suffer in those shitty wood benches. You know you're going to be there a while. I can't change that. Your ass is still going to wait. But you're going to be waiting in some fucking comfort and luxury. Because that's what I bring to the table. I'll still give it to you, but I'll put a little lube on it. And that's the difference. All right? That's the Rio way.
Rio 2020.
And that's just the first of many ideas, okay? But that's what I'm starting on. That's the platform that we're going to begin with. Your asses are going to be 1,000 times more comfortable when you're waiting to get your license reinstated or renewed or whatever the fuck you're doing in there. That is a promise, okay? Your kids might not have healthcare, but that's besides the point. We'll figure that out later, okay? We'll figure it out.
It's like, yeah, let's do a drive-through DMV.
Good idea. You just might.
It's a terrible idea because a drive-through DMV is only good for people that have licenses. Like,
So what? Most of the people going to the DMV, well, I shouldn't say most, but a good portion of them do have licenses.
They drive there. Most of the people that go to the DMV drive there with a dead license.
True. But let's not cast aspersions, and let's give people the benefit of the doubt. See, this is why you could be a good vice president for me. You can point out flaws in certain things. However, a drive-through DMV would be great because then I don't have to provide you with these lush couches. Then you can just chill, listen to your favorite music, and wait in a line of cars. Like people are waiting for hours and hours and hours to get tested for the fucking virus.
They could even do like a tune into channel 3, like channel 98.6. And you tune in, and it's a DMV like music.
Well, I'll tell you this. Nope. Absolutely not. Any government institution that has waiting music, you're getting an option, bro. You're getting an option. You don't have to listen to shitty fucking jazz if you don't like jazz. You don't have to listen to shitty classical if you don't like classical music. I'm going to have options. If you like rock, press 1. Boom. There you go. You're listening to fucking rock music. Metallica, Bon Jovi, whatever the fuck you're into. If you like hip hop, press 2. Boom. There you go. You got the fucking baby. Like, whatever you like. That's platform number 2. So when you wait, you're going to be comfortable and you're going to be jamming. So it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Maybe I'll add some refreshments. Maybe. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll see how much it costs. But, little Timmy might have to hold up on that surgery. Because we got priorities here. So, in case people don't notice, we do our videos on Zoom. So props to them. They give us a good format to fuck with. But we're not the only ones. It's blowing up all over the place. That's why Google and Microsoft are trying their dicks off to catch up and make it better. But when you watch all of these, if you watch like the new shows with the special guests that they have, everybody's a guest. Even the sports shows, they're doing them through Zoom. Like there's like 4 squares, so there's 4 people talking, and you see my new sweet background. I don't have any books behind me, but if you watch anybody on anything, for some reason, they feel like they all have to have books behind them when they're doing these meetings.
Hey, you should change your background. We need to get serious here for a second. Change your background.
Like,
at this point in the podcast, you need to change your background to some books. We need some books.
All right, hold on one second. So we got these fucking books. We Everybody's got these books behind them, these fabulous books. Like, look at, I'm so well read. Look at all my books. Oh, like it's a big dick measuring contest to see how many books you have or how big your library is. To the point where some of these assholes actually have a library so big that there's a fucking ladder in there. And now I don't know if these books exist in real life. Maybe they just did what I did. I don't know. But there's actually a guy up in Boston who like got tired of it, and he actually just wrote a sign because he didn't have any books on the shelf. He just wrote a sign that said books on it, and he just put it on the wall behind him, which I thought was brilliant. He's on one of those sports shows, DJ Bean.
So since my virtual background will not work, I'm going to write books and put it on a sign behind me for the next podcast.
And if we're being honest, I should have started the podcast with the books behind me just to show how smart I am. But the Zoom meetings, like everybody's got them. You got headphones. I got headphones. I noticed a lot of people have those AirPods. And yeah. I guess it depends on the size of your ears, the size of your head, whatever. But those things look like earrings on some of these motherfuckers. They do not look... They just look weird. They look like... I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen these things.
My problem with like AirPods, like, and I mean, like, I was never a big fan of like the Bluetooths, because of the fact, like, after them being in your ear for a while, it's irritating. Like, it would irritate the shit out of me. So, like,
yeah,
listening to music, like my preferred method was Beats, or like, instead of headphones.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the shit in your ear, like, being irritating.
They did have the ones with the clips on the back, so the Beats with the clips that go on the back of your ears. So those were cool. The power Beats. So those kind of solved that problem. But I hear what you're saying. But they look like fucking earrings.
Well, have you seen the newest technology? The actual ones that actually go into, like, on the bone. So it's like,
the fuck
like,
is this alien shit?
So they built sunglasses, and basically the sunglasses have like the piece that's built to go right into the bone. And what it does is it sends the vibration into the bone, and you hear sound through the vibration, but no one else can hear it.
Get the fuck out of here. This is like deaf people music?
No, it's legitimate. Like, you hear the music like you would hear it, like me and you are listening to music now.
You're going to call them deaf beats?
But I want to say, what the hell is it called? Hold on. I will look this up.
I don't think it's that important to know what it's called, but I'm assuming that this is technology that's derived from people with hearing problems and stuff. So if they want to start doing this shit where we're hearing fucking beats, through vibrations and shit like that, hey, whatever. I love technology, so I'm good with it.
It's called bone conduction headphones.
It probably cost a grip though.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some Kickstarter ones, and a couple of like other ones that there's sunglasses with it built into it or whatever. I mean, when you think of the fact that you're just like put on a pair of sunglasses and you get like UV protection, but you also get like to listen to music, it's pretty pretty dope, and you're not like bothering anyone around you.
Maybe if it offers me bass, because headphones that don't offer me bass suck. and something tells me the bone rattling fucking technologies is not going to offer me some bass. But whatever, we'll see. Um,
Bose
so
bone conduction.
so one of the things that I noticed not too long ago was everybody got their panties in an uproar because the Goya guy, um, I guess kind of said Trump was doing a good job or something like that. Basically, give him a little pat on the head at one of his events, and everybody lost their shit over it, and everybody's like boycott Goya, and like there's videos on how to make your own sazon and all of this stuff. And for those that don't know, that's like a popular seasoning used in Spanish rices, that you can just buy like packets of it in the Goya aisle at your local supermarket
without having to make like a natto and
without having to do all the extra shit. Like it's already done for you, and they just put it in a little packet, and you just rip the packet and pour it into your fucking rice. So it's very valuable to have sazon.
And as a Puerto Rican, we put it on everything.
We put on a lot.
That and adobo.
I would say adobo goes on more than well, maybe not. It's like a tie between adobo, sazon, and sofrito. But sofrito is easy to make, so that I can understand. But like the other stuff, it's like, I grew up on fucking Goya, and you want me to cancel it just because? I mean, what was he supposed to do? Go and just drop a deuce like in the middle of the stage, and tell Trump to eat a bag of dicks? Like, I don't know. I don't understand. I see what I don't know is, I don't know this guy's background. I do know that from what I read, he has attended like past presidents' events, and so it's not a partisan thing. It's the president of the United States invited me here. I own a huge company. Like, I should probably go. I mean, is that really worth canceling for?
No. Nope.
To some, it is.
I'm gonna boycott. I'm gonna boycott Goya products. I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon.
What does that mean? Boycott? Like buy more Goya products?
So the people on the opposite end of the spectrum who think this whole like boycott fucking Goya because they supported the president, like because he supported the president and said good things about him, like decided that instead of boycotting Goya, they were gonna go out and buy more Goya products.
Yeah.
So you see like pictures of like these white American like normal average Joe, Steve, who's got 12 boxes of Goya rice and some pigeon peas and some Goya malta.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Just the thought of a Midwesterner, red stater, just Republican through and through is. Think about this. Like, I understand there's a difference between Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, but they don't. They don't understand that. They think we're all in the same. We're all the same. They don't understand that Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, most of them, or a lot of them. I shouldn't say most of them. A lot of them don't understand that, and a lot of them just want us all gone, no matter what. And they're standing there with their MAGA hat on. And standing there with a can of fucking gandules and another and like a
It's some adobo. We love America and Goya.
That is, you can't script this stuff, and this is what this president brings.
Trumpy Bear says Goya is good.
I don't know about you, but my trumpet bear loves them rice and gandules. Oh man, that's fucking great. That's great. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with this president, because he makes me laugh so much, even though he's doing so many bad things. But whatever. So this, before I close this topic off, unless you have anything else, this goes back to, unless you do something extremely egregious in my face, then I'm not canceling you. I'm not canceling you. If you support the other side, I shouldn't even say the other side, because I'm not a far left liberal. If you support, something, I don't care. If you made some mistakes, I don't care. You have to do something extremely egregious right in front of my face. And even then I might still say, well, if I'm sticking to my guns and I say I can't pick and choose, what I'm going to boycott or cancel, because I don't know the background of all these other things, then I'm just going to be like, all right, it's really not worth my time and effort. Like, what is this really going to solve? If it's going to solve something, then yes, I will consider it. Don't get me wrong. If it's going to actually solve something and help a cause or help somebody, then I will consider it. But if it's just some bullshit that's not really going to make any impact on anything, and it just makes people feel good about themselves, then fuck off. I'm not boycotting dick, okay?
Well, and here's my thing.
I'm gonna boycott boycotting. Fuck your boycott.
Here's my thing. If I didn't boycott McDonald's when they got rid of the McRib, why the fuck am I? I'm not jumping on this bandwagon.
Hey, I got another one for you. The chili cheese burrito at Taco Bell was fucking fabulous, and I should have boycotted them. Or the fiery Dorito taco, the local Doritos Locos taco, the fiery one, the super spicy one. I fucking love that thing.
The naked chicken.
Well, whatever your choice is, whatever floats your boat. I didn't boycott them. I want them to bring the chili cheese burrito back. I fucking love that thing because it's so simplistic. It's just like this chili, and cheese.
And he only protested outside the Taco Bell for 2 weeks, like with his little sign.
I mean, it was summertime, so it's more like 8 weeks, but whatever. But speaking of fast food, and we went on fast food wars last week, but I want to get back into that. This is not a we're not going to go back to that, even though we kind of are. because I'm contradicting myself here, and you'll see why. So my question, and this has been an internal struggle with me, because I enjoy a big, thick, beefy burger. I don't want you to think that I don't. For example, the new Quarter Pounder with cheese. Nice and thick and beefy, nice and fresh meat. However, I feel like if you get too big and thick, it starts to lose something. And I know it's juicy. I know it's juicier. I understand all of that. But I feel like you're starting to sacrifice flavor, if that makes any sense. So the question is, do you prefer fat burgers or thin burgers?
So actually, I just had this conversation the other day. I was talking to someone about it, because the perfect burger is thicker on the outside edges and thinner on the inside. And the reason for that is so that you get a burger that's cooked correctly to temperature. Now, if you're getting like a fast food burger, they're never rare, like rare or medium rare or whatever.
Yeah, that's
But
kind of what I
like,
mean.
yeah. So, but if you get a restaurant burger, like you can get a nice medium temperature, it's good. But I prefer a thicker patty. I want a little bit of thickness to it because I want it to cook evenly, and I don't want to lose all the juices. And a lot of people make the mistake of like when they patty their burgers. Like let's say you're making a burger at home, like people will like patty it, but they don't make it like long enough or thick enough or like thin enough, so they end up with a hockey puck. You get this big fat thing like this, or
Like a
they
meatball.
yeah, or they freaking put the spatula on it and squeeze all the juices out of it and ruin it. Completely ruin it.
Okay, so I can see both sides. I think if you go too fat, then you're sacrificing flavor, because then all you're like, yeah, you can season the outside, but all the inside isn't seasoned. So all of that meat on the inside of that burger is bland. So I
Unless you
would,
season the meat before you patty it.
unless you season it before. Yes, exactly. Which a lot of people don't do. They just sprinkle it on
No.
top, or on, on both sides or whatever. But so I can see how a thick burger would be good in some instances. However, I'm finding myself liking more when I have thin pad, not just one, because one won't do the job, but when I have them stacked. If you give me a couple of thin patties, I kind of prefer that over the one thick patty. I'd rather you give me two thin patties than the one thick patty, because I feel like there's just more flavor there. It's not as juicy. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm missing out on the juice, but I'll just put some of that fucking vagina lip balm on it, and it'll be fine.
And this goes back to our previous conversation, and that's why the Dave's Big and Juicy is better than the quarter pound.
But you just said you like the thicker cut, and the quarter pound is the thicker cut. So you're being just as much of a hypocrite as I am, you fuckface.
No, because it's still a big old chunk of meat.
No, it's not. It's not even close to that thick.
It is 3 chunks of meat, and they are individually seasoned, so you get nice seasoning to all the layers.
3 chunks of meat? You getting triples, dude?
If we get a triple, yeah, absolutely.
God damn, I couldn't even eat a triple if my fucking life depended on it. This right here. This is the size of a fucking Dave's hamburger. So 3 of these is actually kind of nothing.
Those are nice book. Those are book patties because of your digital background.
Those are the Dave thick patties. Anyways, whatever. There's no like right or wrong to that. Obviously, it's whatever your preference is, and that's the great thing about food. Like, it's funny when people get all like pissy about it, and it's like, who gives a fuck? It's whatever you like. Like, you don't have to eat it. Fuck off.
So actually, to just stay on this burger set thing for a topic for a second. This week I had my first ever Juicy Lucy. Have you ever heard of that before?
I've heard the term, but I don't quite remember what it was.
So basically, what a Juicy Lucy is a burger.
Well, hold on. I once knew a girl named Lucy. I gotta say,
that's a homage to my grandfather.
Not as juicy as was advertised. But go ahead, continue.
So he wanted his money back. Anyways, so it's a patty with cheese inside of it and bacon. So like they take 2 patties, they put like juicy cheese, like a cheddar cheese that's gonna melt out and make it juicy, like the oil's gonna come out of it, and then they put another patty and they seal it inside of it, and they cook it with the cheese inside of it.
Yeah.
And then with bacon. So then you get like when the patty's cooked, when you open it, you got like cheese coming out of the middle and all the like oil from the cheese like coming out. So it's called the Juicy Lucy. It was my first experience with it like this past week.
It's called
pretty good.
It's called a burn your chinny. That's what it should be called.
When the fucking drippy ass cheese is
Fucking scalding hot cheese just dripping on your fucking face.
It's you know what the worst for that shit is? You know those fucking cheddar wursts? When you get like a cheddar wurst that like hasn't been over grilled and you bite into it and you get the fucking cheese squirt.
Yeah.
It just fucking lights your face up.
Yeah. Those motherfuckers squirt like no joke. Shit, I cooked some of those the other day and it was like a fucking, like I was watching a cam show. That shit was like all over the fucking place. God damn. They should call them fucking cam squirters.
Felt dirty like you were watching gay porn.
No. I'm talking about these chicks. I'm talking about these chicks where it goes everywhere. Maybe that's what you think about when you hear squirting.
You're talking about squirted wieners.
Anyways. So you like the Juicy Lucy?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool.
Did it really add
different?
Did it really add something to it?
So what I thought it added was more like juice, more meat, like because there's more fat in the middle of the burger from the cheese. It keeps the meat from drying out.
I guess I could see that.
So I mean, I didn't think it was bad. I mean, I'm not a big fan of a greasy ass burger either, though. Like, I could take I like Five Guys burgers, but sometimes like those are too much for me. They're too greasy.
Well, it all depends on your ingredients and stuff. What I will say about Five Guys burgers is, and this has happened to me every single fucking time that I have ordered this. They overcook their bacon like a motherfucker. Their bacon always tastes burnt. Fuck Five Guys and their burnt bacon. Okay? So whenever I go to Five Guys, I get some grilled jalapenos and some fucking grilled onions and cheese on it, and that's it. And some ketchup. That's all I need. But that bacon they put on it, trash. Stop overcooking your bacon, Five Guys. Jesus fucking Christ. Which leads me to the Juicy Lucy. How cooked is the bacon when they put it in the middle?
So, from what I've told, like it's made two different ways. Either it's cooked in the middle, or it garnishes the burger. So they cook the cheese in the middle, and then they put the bacon on as the garnish.
Okay, so they actually put raw bacon in the middle of it?
No, it's cooked bacon.
Okay. Is it? Well, whatever. That's semantics. Who cares? I mean, that doesn't really that seems like a lot of effort for a little bit of reward. You know, like to actually stuff the burgers and do all of that bullshit. I feel like a nicely melted cheese on top of your burger is good enough, and I think that that's just extra. But that's just me.
Well, and honestly, like I've become a huge fan of like cream cheese on a burger, and I got this from like a cooking show one day.
Hey, well, listen, Emer Lagasse, we're not talking about fucking burger recipes here, okay? Relax, okay? Maybe another time we'll talk about burger recipes. But the point you brought up the Juicy fucking Lucy. So the point is, I don't think the risk is worth the effort. I guess not the risk, but the extra is worth the effort. Like the flavor in the end is worth all that extra effort, I guess is what I'm trying to say without being a stupid idiot. But that's just me. I mean, I've seen where they steam burgers, like where you're just like, what the fuck, steam? You're steaming burgers, and that's like a big thing. I don't know. I think people just get acquired certain tastes, and like it, like
Today we're
dude.
gonna Today we're gonna sous vide a burger.
Listen. Let me tell you something. There are people who like Sonic burgers, and Sonic burgers to me taste like when you go to 7-Eleven and there's nothing there but that frozen or cold burger
That big bite.
That you have to warm up in the microwave. That's what Sonic burgers taste like to me. They're fucking trash. They're garbage. But people love them.
The only grill flavoring on it is the one that they put
the fake
when they
smoke.
put the brush marks.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so whatever. We're talking too much burgers.
It has that Salisbury steak from the lunchroom reminiscent type.
It's worse. It's worse. Like, so I've tried to give Sonic multiple passes, and I've tried them more than once. And every time I've gone there, just trash. They have the worst trash burgers. I cannot believe they are so popular. They fucking suck. They suck. Anyways, that at least we can agree upon. So last thing before we close it off is I've been having a problem with my radio in my car. I got a 2017 Jeep Cherokee. And, my old radio was an HD radio, so I assumed this was going to be the same. And all this I got it late, almost 2018. I got it is when I got it. So I've had it for a couple of years already. And all this time I've been hearing static on my radio. So I've been pissed, and I'm like, why does my radio sound so shitty? Some stations were coming clear. Other ones were coming clear here and there, but then they'd be shitty. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? So on the top of my roof, there's like almost like a little shark's fin, like a lot of cars have these days. So I assume that's the antenna, right? So I assume they just sold me a Jeep with a shitty radio. So I go into the fucking glove box one day, and I find this antenna. It's about this big, maybe about 9 inches or whatever, with a little screw on the bottom. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And mind you, I'm driving down to Florida. You know how that is. You lose your stations. You're just trying to hit the scan to get some new stations just to listen to get you going. I mean, you could listen to Spotify, whatever, but sometimes you just want to listen to freestyle, whatever's out there. And I'm getting like just these fucking country stations, which I don't listen to country music, so it's just pissing me off. And because I can't tune them because it doesn't have the proper, it's not grabbing the fucking signal. So I find this fucking thing. I go out there today I did this. I look up on top of the Jeep. There's a fucking hole where the antenna was supposed to be all this time. So these assholes sold me the car with the antenna sitting in the glove box this whole time. All these fucking years I've been bitching and complaining about this fucking radio, just ready to fucking lose my shit, just ready to fucking go and trade it in and be like, you motherfuckers. And it was just a fucking antenna that needed to be screwed in. And my stupid ass never figured it out until now. This is how fucking stupid I am. And this is how something gets just slipped through the cracks because you mean to like look into it and you get home and it's just like you just forget about it. You just start focusing on something else. And it probably happened to me, no lie, about 87,000 times that this has happened because I listen to a lot of music. And yeah, who listens to the radio anymore? But fuck it. Sometimes I listen to sports talk radio or whatever. And it's coming in when it's coming in clear, and then all of a sudden it's like that shit grinds on you, especially if it's a good segment. So
yeah.
So I am a moron. If this was Morons Anonymous, I am telling you, I am a moron. Please forgive me. I'm a fucking idiot. I will try to do better.
No, he just qualified for candidacy for the 2020 election.
Exactly. That helps my campaign because that wasn't my fault. Those motherfuckers sold me that shit. That shit should have been installed. I didn't buy a do-it-yourself vehicle. What the fuck? That's like selling me a car and telling me I got to put the tires on. I mean, fuck those guys. I hope they catch COVID. Whoever forgot to put that antenna on my fucking vehicle, wherever you are, I don't give a fuck if you're in China. I don't care if you're in Mexico, wherever the fuck that bitch was assembled. You need to catch COVID just for that transgression. Fuck off. You don't know how many hours of minutes of frustration you've caused me. For that, sir, you deserve COVID. And with that said, we'll see you next week.
By the way, shh, in the library.
With that said, we'll see you next week.